Another day, another James Maddison video. Second bid in 24 hours. Eddie seems keen. Welcome back to another video on the channel, Newcastle fans. If you are new to Black and White Bandit, make sure you drop down, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and get us on Facebook and Instagram. If for some reason you like my opinion, some of you might, you'll be notified every single time a video gets posted. So here we are, just over 24 hours since I last did a video talking about James Maddison. I think it was Saturday morning, so 2 days now. That bid got rejected, 40 million. Apparently, according to Brendan Rodgers, that couldn't pay for one of his full left leg. 3/4 of it that would pay for. Not really looking for a left leg, kind of looking for a full-bodied midfielder. So we've taken that bid and we've upped it 10 million. So it's being reported tonight from Sky Sports, from Craig Hope at the Daily Mail, from all the accredited sources that we have offered £50 million for James Maddison. So this is a deal that we seem to believe we can get over the line. I don't think Eddie Howe and Dan Ashworth and all the team in the background would be going after this player with an improved offer for this kind of money unless we felt like there was some substance to this and we felt like the player might want to come. I don't care what anyone says. There must be some sort of talks are held from someone, somehow, whether it's the player's agent to a Newcastle representative, to get a bit of an inkling that he could want to come. You don't waste your time with offer after offer after offer for James Maddison to not give a Scooby-Doo about signing for Newcastle. So this looks like this one's picking up pace. Will we go to the £60 million that's being talked about that Leicester maybe want? I don't know. That's a lot of money. And I'm sure our transfer kitty still, Eddie Howe wants to spread it across a striker, maybe a winger. We know about what's happened with the HSBC loan to bring money in, to stick within financial fair play without getting into the nitty-gritty on that. So will there be money to still, if we spend 60 million, go after them other players? Who knows? We are very rich now. As much as it blows my mind, we are very rich. But Eddie Howe sees James Maddison as integral in what he wants to do next season. It looks like he's even trying to get him in before Nottingham Forest. And I've said it on the last video, if we got James Maddison in this window, I would be absolutely delighted. I would be dancing from the rooftops with my pants around my head. If I see one more Newcastle fan online say that why are we not going for Paqueta, I will literally, I think I might start supporting cricket instead and give up on football. Yes, I am aware there are some Newcastle fans out there who've watched Paqueta play for Lyon, who have a knowledge of European football. But I can guarantee, without sounding harsh, 90% of them are just basing the Paqueta signing off, he's been linked to lots of clubs, he's supposed to be good, he's Bruno's best mate. It's driving me insane. And don't forget, we are not being linked with Paqueta. No journalist is linking us with any interest in Paqueta. So the fact that Newcastle fans are still saying, well, Maddison's all right, but we could get Paqueta for cheap, he's not even in the equation, and it's starting to push my buttons a little bit. And don't forget, even if Paqueta was in the equation, James Maddison is proven in the Premier League. He's got goals in the Premier League, 12 he got last season, 18 in all competitions. He's got assists after assist after assist. He's a set piece taker, corners and free kicks. He knows the Premier League. I'm not saying Paqueta wouldn't be fantastic, but can we just stop talking about a player that apparently we aren't interested in? Because let's face it, if we were, that Eddie Howe's, that bid from Eddie Howe and Dan Ashworth and co, 40 million, would be getting sent to France. And it's just starting to drive me a little bit crazy. Let us know in the comments. Are you getting a bit sick of seeing Paqueta? We put a post on Facebook and all the comments were, yeah, James Maddison's good, but why aren't we getting Paqueta? He's not in the equation. Paqueta is not the same player as James Maddison. We have to trust Eddie Howe. He sees James Maddison in his style of play as perfect for what he wants to build at Newcastle. I personally think he wants to see him in front of a front two of Joelinton, Shelvey, Bruno. One of two out of them three with Maddison in front. He obviously, for me, doesn't have that much faith in Joe Willock. Joe Willock wasn't an Eddie Howe signing. He did improve as the season went on, but I just think Eddie Howe is basically saying, I want more, I want better, I want more competition for places in that area. I still think we need a winger, I still think we need a forward, but the Paqueta equation, just to mention that one last time, is getting it's almost getting as boring for me in the last week. in the last 2 days is what the whole Rafa, did you like him, did you not like him debate was for a long spell. Paqueta is not being linked. If he is, that's when we can talk about him. James Maddison is hot property and he knows the Premier League. Let's talk about James Maddison. And he's a good player. Make what you want of him when he's diving. If he was diving for Newcastle winning a penalty, we wouldn't hate him as much. Yes, you might be a bit like, well, that makes me toes curl. But if he's winning penalties for us, like he did against Lascelles, I was there that day when we got beat 4-0. It drove me insane as well, with his little grins and his smiles. He's a cocky bastard. Pardon the French, he's a cocky bastard. But when he's on your team, you don't mind that. You love a bit of that. So I think James Maddison would be such a statement signing. And don't forget, we would be weakening a team potentially that we might be challenging 8th, 9th, 10th for. I don't think James Maddison is the final piece in the puzzle. We still want a striker in an ideal world. Well, the reason I say in an ideal world, because everything that's going on after 14 years of Mike Ashley is amazing. If our window was to close right now, I'd still be a happy Newcastle fan. I am grounded. This is a project. It's not to win the league and get European football in 2 years. I'm just glad Ashley's gone still. I'm loving every single day. The atmosphere in the city, everything. So if the window was to close tomorrow, I'm still happy. But James Maddison would get me absolutely frothing in my pants. Wow, what a bit of business that would be. Does he want to come? Well, I see Leicester as a club, in my opinion, who I feel like James Maddison maybe thinks he's achieved everything he can achieve there. Vardy's retiring very soon, or dropping off a little bit. Fofana might be out. Schmeichel might be gone. If Ashley Barnes picks up, you'd expect there to be a couple of bids there. And no disrespect to Leicester, you're a bit of a selling club. Their players are still going to want to go to the bigger teams. And James Maddison might look at Newcastle and think, in 3 years' time, who's going to be more of an exciting project? Newcastle with the Saudi ownership or Leicester City? I don't know. I always worry I sound biased, but I'm a Newcastle channel. What would you expect? Dubravka's being talked about as maybe being included in the deal because they interested him in to replace Schmeichel, but that's not just being speculated at the moment. They are interested in him, according to a couple of journalists, but it's not conclusive that he would be asked to be part of the deal. I'd be sad to see Dubravka go. Of course I would. We've got Pope, but I still think he has a lot to offer Newcastle, as he's shown in pre-season. So that's one I wouldn't be so happy about, and we suddenly weaken in the goalkeeper area. So that's one I'd take with a pinch of salt right now. But James Maddison is hot on Eddie Howe's lips and Dan Ashworth's lips and Newcastle United's lips. And I am desperate to see this one come through on Sky Sports News that it's going through. Because I tell you what, Newcastle fans, that man knows where the goal is. And he's the sort of player who can get every single person in St James's Park off the feet. And I don't think there's anyone that can deny that. I don't think Leicester fans would deny that. So, get in the comments, Newcastle fans. Let me know what you think about this bid. Do you think it's going to be accepted, or do you think we are just way out of the ballpark with what we are offering? Are you excited about James Maddison? And please, if you're going to mention Paqueta, just comment that on someone else's YouTube channel, or at least star out the word, because I am sick of hearing Lucas Paqueta's name. But let me know your thoughts. I love to read what other people think. And if you've watched the video this far, get in the comments. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, because you've watched this far. You might like my opinion on future videos. And get us on Facebook and Instagram as well. I've got no doubts I'll be touching down for another video, because there's going to be developments in the next 24 hours. And hopefully we might see James Maddison in a Newcastle shirt at St James's Park on Saturday for the Forest game. Who knows in this crazy, crazy window. But I'm smiling because we're bidding for high quality footballers. So I'll see you on the next video, Newcastle fans. How are you, lads?